Dream, dare, do. The top 3 desired changes have been the same for years. Number 1, by a long shot, we want to feel more comfortable in our own bodies. We want to live healthier lives. We want to eat healthier. Number 2, we want more time for our loved ones, better relationships. And number 3, we want to get ahead in our work on our careers. Many people hope their desires will lead to change, but unfortunately it doesn't work that way. Behavior is the essential link between plans and results. This means that specifically the things you do every day are critical. Your daily behavior determines the results in your life. Anyone who wants to be healthier needs to exercise at least half an hour a day. Anyone who wants to be happier needs to make sure he spends a few minutes on the things he is grateful for every day. It's all so obvious, but you have to do it. Now it's time for the bad news. Most people don't understand much about their own behavior. A lot of people think that if you really want something, it will just happen. But psychologists know the intention to act does not mean you will actually do it. It gets worse. 95% of our behavior does not come from our intentions, but is driven by stimuli from our environment, by the way people look, by what is happening around you. 95% of our behavior is unconscious and automatic. Driving a car, eating, watching TV, riding a bicycle, you do most things without thinking. So if only 5% of our behavior comes about in a manner that is conscious and planned, we need clever tactics to change our behavior. That is what we are going to talk about. Dream, dare, do. Dreaming. 5% conscious behavior, 95% unconscious behavior. When you notice, how do you begin to change? What if you want to change something in your work? How do you find out what you really want? What if you want to change something in your private life? Where do you begin? The easiest way is to examine your exceptionally good moments. The moments in the past months or maybe even years that you think, look, I was doing really well then, in my work, my private life, in other ways. What exactly were you doing in those moments? Try to describe it as precisely as you can. See, most people want to change something because they are unhappy with their current situation. And that's fine, because it gives you a certain amount of motivation to get started. But shaping the change itself, you have to do that based on the things you are good at. So when you had a really healthy day, what did you eat? If you had a really nice day in your relationship, what exactly were you doing at that moment? And if you scored at work, what did you do to lead up to that moment? The great thing is, if you want to change something, you don't have to become a different person. You just have to be more of yourself as you are in your best moments. One more thing. If you have found your exceptionally good moment, try and describe the behavior that goes with it as precisely as you can. Your brain can't handle vague intentions. So describe your behavior as descriptively and precisely as you can. Dare. Hold on tight, because here comes the big disappointment. Over 80% of all the people who set about to change fall back into their old behavior within a few months. The relapse is not because we don't want change. Remember the 95% automatic behavior. Relapse happens because of stimuli in our environment, because of difficult situations we are exposed to. So we want to get in shape, but hey, suddenly it's really busy at work. We want to stay calm and be a peaceful person, but some people just drive us crazy. How do you keep from falling back on automatic behavior when triggered by these kinds of stimuli? Map out the difficult areas and make yourself a plan ahead of time so you know how to keep going. Researchers call this working with implementation intentions. This means that when you have set out to change, you decide precisely beforehand what to do in difficult situations. What does it mean in reality? Well, for example, you could work with timeouts. That means that when you feel stress coming on, you say to yourself, whoa, take a minute. Think again about just why you want to change. Something else that works well, tell yourself out loud what is going on. Analyze the situation out loud. You can say to yourself, hey, look at this. Here is a difficult situation. These are the triggers that could cause me to fall back into old behavior. But we're not doing that today. And again, don't wait until it happens, but prepare yourself for difficult moments well in advance. Do. All right, we are doing well. Formulated dreams, chosen behavior, prepare for difficult moments. We're going to get started, and now it gets rough. With all change, you deal with a kind of dip when you get started. You're already investing with your behavior. You're already working hard, but you don't see results. The hard truth is that you don't see results from most changes for weeks, months, or sometimes even years. The same applies to people who appear to make huge changes in their lives. A while back I spoke to a few people who had sailed around the world for a few years in their sailboat. Amazing, of course, but that was the end result. Before that, they had spent 3 years pinching pennies to make the trip possible. It was that daily behavior that finally led to the result. The big question is, how do you keep yourself going? How do you make sure you keep up the desired behavior even when you don't see results? The answer is really surprisingly simple. There are 3 things you can do. The first thing that helps is measuring your behavior. Make note of what you do. In this way you pay attention to your behavior and increase that behavior. The second thing you can do is talk to someone every day about your resolutions, your change. Find a coach in your own surroundings. The third thing that helps is good old-fashioned reward. Reward yourself with presents when you've taken another step towards change. These are things you have to do continually, until the results that come of your new behavior become the true reward for your efforts to change. Dream, dare, do. Let me give you a summary. We need to learn more about our own behavior. We need to take into account the 5-95 rule. Formulate your intended behavior based on your own best moments. Prepare for the difficult moments you'll come across along the way. And we need to reward, stimulate, and pay attention to our new behavior until the moment we see results. Good luck.